Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Sports Time HQ. I am your host, Fernando. Joining with me today is my great co-host, Gary. Gary, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Excited to talk about some mock draft trade scenarios.
Cooper in the chat already. Y'all late. Listen, Cooper, I appreciate you being on there right at 6 o'clock. Unfortunately, I was the problem. I didn't put the link in the doc. So that's why the show didn't start at 6. But hey, here we are. No doubt about it. We are here. We're going to talk some mock draft trades. There's going to be trades. We're doing a regular mock draft, but it's going to include trades. This is on a different website. We usually use PFF. We're going to use a different one. It's Pro Football Network. So a lot of people who've used it should know that as well. But Gary, it's less than a month, or just about a month away. But not only that, I know this is a football show, but we are one day away from opening day baseball.
Man, I can't wait. I'm just thinking about waking up tomorrow and there's baseball on. I feel like the off season flew by, but hey, I'm ready to enjoy it.
I can't wait to see my AL East champs, Boston Red Sox, be a part of that.
Don't get too cocky. That's all I'll say.
Hey, Devers is officially being the DH, so as long as he doesn't request a trade, then we're good.
Yeah, I don't know if he's too happy about it, but
I doubt he's happy at all. I mean, listen, if he can stop doing the errors, then by all means, talk all the smack you want and be the third baseman you want to be. But with the errors that you did, maybe it's time for a little switch. Be a DH. You're a great hitter. Fielder, not so much. But anyways, let's get into some football news. And we'll talk some news and notes. And first off, the Giants are signing quarterback Russell Wilson to a 1 year, I think about $21 million deal. I'm just hitting these. I don't know if you've seen my trades, my potential landing spots for quarterbacks, but it's been Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. I both had going to the Giants. Here we are now after this post, both of them signed with them. I mean, I think it's a good deal for the Giants because I thought he might get more than that. But again, you're not paying Jameis Winston that much. It was only 2 years, $8 million deal. So you're not really paying much. If Russell Wilson isn't that guy that you want him to be with the $21 million that you're paying him, then look, you can turn back on Jameis Winston, who we saw in Cleveland do really good. I mean, couldn't win too many games, but I mean, he threw a lot of passing touchdowns, a lot of yards. That's the type of offense you want to see. Malik Neighbors there. I mean, sky's the limit for either Russ being the quarterback or Jameis with Malik Neighbors there.
I'm excited to see how the season pans out for the Giants because I'm very drawn in on Malik Neighbors' upside. I hope he just absolutely goes off for my dynasty team sake, but I absolutely love the potential that he has, and I think he can be a star, and maybe the Giants can work some pieces around this draft. We got the number 3 pick right now. Maybe maybe think about jumping the Browns to the Titans spot at 1. I've seen a lot of rumors still about that. Who knows? I can't wait for this draft. I wish, late April was already upon us.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be, I mean, fantasy value. Do you see Russ being at all a top 12 quarterback?
Probably not, no.
Okay. If Jameis is a starting quarterback at all, do you see him being a top 12?
No. I mean, I feel like we're going to see a scenario where, we kind of saw Sam Darnold last year. Through, the entire season, he sat at, that 15 to 12 range. I could see Russell Wilson doing that and Malik Neighbors still being, a top 5 wide receiver in fantasy. So,
I mean, I think a lot of fantasy managers want to make sure, even if the quarterback doesn't do great, Malik Neighbors still stays elite and plays to his elite potential that we saw last year.
Of course.
More news. Well, more news for me anyways. The Patriots, they sign wide receiver Stephon Diggs, 3 years, $69 million max deal, $26 million guaranteed money. I mean, a lot of people didn't want him there at some points. There's a lot of people that were against it. I had him predicted there. I thought this was a perfect fit for the Patriots. You get someone who has veteran potential, who's been a wide receiver 1 before, who continues to be very good. I think this is great, and I think he can help the next mentor wide receiver that comes in, whether or not it's Travis Hunter, Territory McMillan, or anyone in this draft, if they do draft someone early, which I don't see happening, I think this is a great fit because now we finally have a true wide receiver one there. We've had many okay receivers, but now you know that there's a guy there. We used to have Brandon Cooks. I mean, there were so many great guys there that wasn't that great coming in, but played very good when they were on the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I like Stephon Diggs to the Patriots. Obviously just can he get on the field is the biggest question. Towards ACL late in the season, and that'll be just the biggest issue, of course. I like the fact that they didn't give him too much guaranteed. $26 million guaranteed is really nothing, especially when you're giving him a $70 million deal. So I really like this for the Patriots. They're making some extremely solid moves this offseason.
I love it. I love it a lot. I do want to mention the Aaron Rodgers saga going on. So now that Giants have officially got their 1, 2, whatever quarterbacks on the roster, it doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers is going to go there. Now, there's only 2 other opportunities. Is it the Pittsburgh Steelers, or is it somehow still the Minnesota Vikings?
I mean, it's got to be the Steelers. The Vikings just don't make sense. Like I
No,
really,
they don't.
The longer this goes on, I really don't get it. They don't need him, I don't think, as much as I mean the fact that I'm not really a JJ McCarthy guy. Like you spent all the draft capital to get him, you have to give him a chance. Like I don't know what the Vikings are really thinking. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Steelers. I mean, they don't have a quarterback right now, so it's as easy as plug and play. Like it's not. It's they're trying to make it so much more of this like story that just isn't really a real thing than it needs to be.
I'm wondering if this is more of like a money deal. Why has he not signed in Pittsburgh? I feel like we already know he's going to go to Pittsburgh. I think we've known that for last month, really. And he still hasn't signed there. I don't know what he's waiting on. Is he waiting for the invitation? Is he waiting for the payday? Like, what are you waiting for, Aaron Rodgers? Because this is the only team that wants you. Other than that, you might as well. The only other thing that wants you is a couch.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't really know what he's doing. I mean, I think there are definitely still some teams out there, like my Browns, that would also take him because they need a quarterback. But yeah, no, in all honesty, I think the Steelers and him have had this mutual interest for a while now. I would honestly not be surprised if he's just leaning more towards retirement at this point. Because why is it taking this long? Honestly, I don't know. I don't get it.
I completely agree. I think it's him really talking about, hey, do I really want to play another season? Do I want to taint my career legacy again? Or do I just say, hey, maybe it's time just to sit on the couch and watch these games?
Yeah, who knows?
Last set of notes that I have is JJ McCarthy. He's passed all his tests with, in quotes, flying colors. So, ladies and gentlemen, your QB1 has risen from the IR. He's ready. He's ready to take on the chance with Jay Jettas, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. By all means, go draft him.
All right, we'll see.
Did I sell you? Did I sell you, Gary? Did I sell you on that?
No,
marketing?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know, one day, it's going to be one day this season, they're going to be like, listen, Fernando, I'm now on board. I'm now on board with you.
I don't think so, but maybe.
I just hope that Aaron Rodgers doesn't end up actually going there because I would just hate it. I'd hate it. But it looks like they're sticking with JJ McCarthy, so that's all.
Yeah.
That's what we want. That's what we want. You got any more news and notes? There wasn't too much news and notes from Sunday to Wednesday.
No, I saw fake news that the Browns and the Cowboys are in trade talks for Dak Prescott. But that was actually so funny. Well, that was actually a real thing that Adam Schefter was tweeting about, and a lot of people were tweeting about. But 2 very close inside sources, one to the Cowboys and one to the Browns, both shut it down, saying that there is absolutely no talks happening. So if anybody has seen that tweet and hasn't seen that it's fake by now, it's not true.
That's actually really funny. I mean, the Browns just want as mumuch cap space in.
That's what I'm saying. Room. That's what I'm saying. It just wouldn't have made sense. Like if we didn't have Deshaun, we weren't paying him that money. Because the rumor was they wanted Newsome and a couple picks. Granted, if one of the picks was number 2, I would laugh at them. But if it was Newsome and like a couple of other whatever picks that I really couldn't care less about, I would say go for it. I really would. But we're paying Deshaun $50 million. Let's not pay 2 separate quarterbacks $50+ million a year. Let's just not do that.
What if it was Myles Garrett next year's like second round pick?
No.
I'm just asking a question.
Myles Garrett in a second round pick.
I'm not saying that should have been any possibility, but I'm just saying that the Browns would do something like that. I could see it.
Oh, they wouldn't. That would never happen.
Man. Does Newsome have one more year on him? Is there one more year for him?
Yeah, he's got they have a club option for him.
Yeah. Cooper Daly asking whether or not he's got a year. Well, other than that, besides that fake news, which I'd love to see if it was real, because it would just be funny. Just more memes and clowns patrolling Cleveland Brown Stadium, the doghouse. It's time for the Mock-a-Lock-a-thon over here. But before I get into it, this is the first real mock draft that we're doing with trades. But Gary, did you know that just 7 trades involving the top 7 picks have occurred in the past 7 drafts? 4 of those were finalized weeks before the draft happened. So 4 of them that did happen before the draft actually happened was the Jets. They acquired the number 3 pick from the Colts, which then you would know in the 2018 draft, they would soon draft Sam Darnold, who's now making bank for the Seattle Seahawks. 3 years later, the 49ers, they swung a deal with the Dolphins and they moved up to the number 3 overall pick. I remember I did a show on this. This was one of my first live shows, I think I did, talking about this whole 3-team trade. They ended up trading for the number 3 overall pick in 2021, which you would soon get Trey Lance. And you'd soon be very disappointed in how it turned out. The Dolphins, after moving down from that number 3 pick to number 12, they would climb up to number 6. And they would draft Jalen Waddle. That ended up turning out really good. No, Gary?
Yeah.
The Panthers, in 2023, they traded a lot of assets, as we know, to the Bears for that number 1 overall pick in 2023. And I'm not going to go through all the picks that the Bears got, but they got a lot. And they used them wisely. The Panthers didn't. They drafted Bryce Young, who we know CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in that draft. Bryce Young was the quarterback drafted. Well, he had a down year that year, but last year there was some possibility, some hope. And I think we're going to see that maybe this season really determine, was he worth it? Was he not?
Yeah.
The last one, also in 2023, just after drafting CJ Stroud at number 2, the Texans acquired the number 3 overall pick, Will Anderson, from the Cardinals for the 12th overall selection, which you would get Will Anderson, which wasn't Will Anderson the defensive rookie of the year? Yeah. So Texans definitely hit on that one. And the last one, and these were the last 3. The Bills, they moved up to number 7. This was during the draft. Now, the Bills drafted Josh Allen in 2018. Now, Gary, you already know. How good is Josh Allen?
It's a beast.
He's good enough to be the most guaranteed quarterback getting paid in NFL history. Not enough to be the highest paid, but because Dak owns that. But hey, I mean, he's still getting a bunch of money. And then to conclude, Arizona, they climbed up the ladder, got number 6 overall pick. They drafted Paris Johnson Jr., which I don't know too much. I think he's kind of panned out. He's been good.
He was great his rookie year.
Huh?
He was great his rookie year.
Yeah. Like this past season wasn't the greatest. No? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Kyler Murray hasn't had the greatest protection.
Maybe.
But those were the 4 and the 3 that were drafted, that were traded weeks and then during the draft. In 4 of the last 6 drafts, the first trade involving the round 1 selection occurred either at or after pick number 10 overall. Now, Gary, the moment everybody's waiting for. The draft. Here we are. Pro Football Network. Now, we got the Titans on the clock, but I think we can just consensusly go down the picks. We don't have to go every other. Gary and I, before the show, we picked 4 teams that we want to try and trade. So there could be a total of 8 trades. But if you want to trade with the other team, you have to talk to the other GM. And who that other GM is Mr. Gary, if I want to trade, or it's me if Gary wants to trade.
Okay.
I think we make it a little interesting. No?
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
Gary, we're on the clock. We don't have the Titans as one of our trade candidates that we want to possibly trade with. They're on the clock here. Are we consensusly putting Cam Ward at number 1?
Yes.
Okay. So Cam Ward is consensusly that number 1. I'm surprised you didn't put the Browns. Here we are with the Browns. You didn't put the Browns. Why not?
I figured we would just talk about some good teams today. So.
Fair enough. All right. Gary, I'll let you take the wheel on this one. Who are you thinking here?
I'm praying it's Abdul Carter. So
all right. I'll take that. Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett is just absolutely
insane. Can be
absolutely
one of, if not the best duos of all time on the edge.
I would actually love to see it for you guys because your defensive line would be really stacked. You have Greg Newsome as a corner. I mean, the defense should really allow your team to possibly win on the offense.
Well, I mean,
you
2
need
years
your
ago,
offense to step up.
2 years ago, they were like the best unit in the NFL. And then
Exactly.
last year they fell off. So I don't know. But yeah, it would be great to see.
Interesting to see. Giants are on the clock. Here we are with the Giants. Are we talking Travis Hunter?
That's what the pick should be.
Okay.
I truly think they're out of the quarterback market. I really do.
Yeah, I don't see them taking a quarterback. I actually also was thinking that maybe you would actually have them trading down. I thought maybe this would be a trade down option for them for a team that is looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, it's just the only thing is like my teams are all, I mean, pretty solid, and they're not the 4 teams that I have put down here are not necessarily needing to trade up for a quarterback. And honestly, these teams aren't really needing necessarily to trade up a ton regardless. So I have to wait for a little bit to see if something comes up.
Okay, fair enough. Patriots on the clock. I did have the Patriots here. Now, I think this is where they're going to get calls. And Gary, you are. I want to trade with the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints, they want to trade up to number 4.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get Shedeur Sanders. They want him.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dion want him? I don't think Dion wants Sanders to go there. But it's not up to him. Shouldn't be up to him anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I want to propose this. Let's see. Saints trade with the Patriots. Now, unfortunately, I wish you could trade with these this way, which I also don't think I can. Actually, I think this has to go through on its own. Like, you can't just force the trade. But what I was going to offer was the number 4 pick and Ramondre Stevenson for the number 9 in next year's first. What do you think of that?
So I assume you're saying New Orleans next year's first?
Yes. New Orleans next year's first. You would get number 4. You would get Ramondre. I also want your 71st. And that's it.
No.
Okay. How can we get this deal done?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I'm a big Ramondre Stevenson fan. I really am. But I don't think they need him right now. And not to mention, I don't think he bridges the gap of the what else I'm giving away.
Okay.
The 71st overall picks for a third rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Patriots would get a third rounder for Ramondre Stevenson at all.
Okay.
In all
So
honesty.
so let's take Ramondre off the board. 71st
Mhm.
off the board. 9 in next year's first for this fourth. You get Shador Sanders.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, that's what I think a trade between both these teams would look like if this were to happen. The only thing is, I don't know if there are teams in front of them that would take Shadur other than maybe the Raiders. Like I really
Well,
don't because obviously
I think they're scared that another team's going to jump up.
okay, but who? Because nobody seems to like Shadur. Nobody truly seems to like Shadur at the moment. So I don't know who's gonna jump any of these teams. You look at the teams behind them. I mean, to be completely honest with you, the only teams that I could see drafting Shadur are teams that pass up on him in the front and trade back in the second round. So, for example, the Browns, the Raiders, the Saints. Um, if the Titans were to draft out of it
Mm.
or trade out of it, I mean, sorry. Um, I don't know. Maybe even the Giants if they were to come back, but I doubt it. So I don't know, honestly.
So are you declining this trade?
I think I'm going to decline it.
All right.
I think I'm going to decline it.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I'm going to shake it up then because you're
Okay.
going to do that. With the number 4 overall pick, the New England Patriots are selecting Ashton Jeanty. We will get rid of Ramondre.
Okay. It's fine.
Ramondre is going out the door. I want to hear your reactions on this.
Ashton Jeanty going to
Yeah.
Pats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that's been talked about very briefly, but it's something that's been talked about. Like I said, I just don't think that you would have gotten a third round pick for Ramondre Stevenson if it were just to be like a one for one. And like I said, I'm a big Ramondre guy, but I also don't think the Saints are itching for Ramondre Stevenson right now. With Kamara still in that backfield, I'm not a believer in the fact that Kamara is getting older, like they're closer towards retirement. I'm really not a big believer in that at all. I think he still has a few more years left, so I don't think that they are necessarily very, very eager to take the swing on Ramondre.
Okay. Fair enough. I completely can understand your point. I think the only other way the Patriots could have got this deal done with Ramondre is if they were trading to maybe the Raiders. But the issue with the
Mhm.
Raiders is they don't need Shador.
Mhm.
They could draft him, but they don't need him.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can look at a team like the Raiders who might draft him, but at the same time, they've talked about giving Geno Smith the keys to the future. The Jets
Mm-hmm.
were a team that might draft him, but now they just got Justin Fields for 2 years. They wouldn't do that. The Panthers have been seeing some upside in Bryce Young at the finish of last year, and obviously he's still in his project part of his career. So no one I really think is going to take him in these spots. And like I said, any team after him that would take him is a team that I think would come back into the first, like the Browns or the Giants, maybe, or the Titans, maybe, if they were to pass up on a quarterback.
All
So,
right. I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree because those are all good, very good points. And we could see we had that one draft. We had Shador going, not even making it into the first round.
and that's honestly is
What should
looking more
happen?
and more. It's looking more and more like a possibility, and I don't think that I don't think that should happen because I do think I love Shadur. I really think he's going to be better than Cam Ward. But with the way that the teams look and the draft board looks right now, he actually might fall out of the first round, which I would be fine with because maybe we take him with the first pick of the second round that we have. So
Exactly. I think if that's the point, I think if that's the process, I think you trade up into trade with the Eagles, with that
Right.
fifth year option.
Right. Probably. Right. To get the 5th-year option, of course.
Jaguars are on the clock here. They're looking. They have possible opportunities. I think they go defense here. No, Gary, or are they
Oh,
taking territory McMillan?
100% they're going defense. It's one of the Michigan guys. Whichever one you want to go with, I'm totally fine with. But those are my 2 picks.
I'm going to take Mason Graham. I think this is
Okay.
a solid one that you got to go for.
Works for me.
Las Vegas. This is another opportunity they could have taken Ashton GT if he fell. They could take Will Johnson from Michigan, the other Michigan guy that you were talking about. They could go for an offensive line to help protect Geno. I just think there's more defensive problems that I think they need to focus on, in my opinion. I don't think they should go for Will Campbell. I'm leaning on Will Johnson, to be honest, and that could be a reach, but I think I could go with Will.
I'm okay with that. I honestly don't know if they'll go defense in this draft, but it wouldn't be the wrong thing to do, in my opinion, because I mean, yeah, their defense isn't good, and
How about this?
that's go ahead.
What about McMillan?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning, and it's the same thing here. Like he's another guy that could fall like really low, and if he's not taken like at this spot or 4 of
So
that,
let's
so
go with McMillan then.
okay, let's do it.
Let's take him. Let's spice things
Yeah,
up.
let's do it.
Let's see, McMillan. There you go. Now I did have the Jaguars as a possible trade candidate option. I just don't think the Jaguars here are enough to trade. I don't think there's anything really to trade back from. The only way is if someone wants a receiver.
I agree.
Which would suck, in my opinion, because I think if the Jaguars trade back, they could trade back to maybe 8 to the Panthers, and Territory McMillan goes there.
Okay.
Which could help Bryce Young. Gary, Jets are on the clock. I think I know where you're going to lean on this, but I want to hear your take on it.
You do you?
Now you say this, I might question it, but
I'm looking at that big boy from Penn State that has been drawing a lot of looks from the Giants staff. Tyler Warren. I know
they don't have Tyler Conklin.
He is a big prospect the Jets are looking at right now. Cooper Daly is a huge Jets fan, and he has been talking my ear off about Tyler Warren, about how much they like him. And honestly, I love it. He fits a huge role for them. They're kind of trying to restructure this offense with the new Justin Fields look. I think bolstering up more weapons gives them the opportunity to do that. I think if Tyrone McMillan was here, they would actually maybe even give him a look because, like I said, I think just getting new weapons in there is exactly what they're going to try to do. And obviously, tackle is a necessity for them as well. I think the top 2 options here are Tyler Warren or either Armand Membu or Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell is the best tackle in the draft. So I would throw those 2 options out here.
Well, I'm actually surprised about Tyler Warren, but not surprised that they would be interested in him. But Will Campbell is the guy that I was leaning on.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Well, no, let's go. Let's go with Tyler Warren. Let's go with Tyler Warren.
Let's shake things up, man.
Let's keep it going. Panthers are on the clock. I don't think you have the Panthers because they're not a good team. Who we got? Oh, we got some comments. Campbell's a guard.
No,
Cooper likes.
Campbell's not a guard. It's just these teams are getting so. Overzealous over his short arms that they don't want him out on the outside of the line, which is complete BS because we've seen years of his tape in the SEC of all conferences. So I don't want to hear any of that bull jive.
Cooper, I know you're in the chat here. Drop down who your favorite team is. Maybe we'll have you draft your player.
No, I just said it. He's a Jets fan.
Oh, he's a Jets fan.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's why.
he's been talking my ear off about Tyler Warren, and apparently they love him. So
Oh, all right, all right. So you're listening to Cooper then?
definitely influenced my decision a little bit. But like I said, honestly, what I think is if they were in this exact same position with this board, they would have gone with
Hmm.
one of the tackles.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if a tackle goes off the board. Help protect Justin Fields,
Mhm.
which I love. Justin Fields going to the Jets. Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
I do too.
Panthers are on the clock here. Gary, thoughts on the Panthers taking a lineman?
I don't think it would be that. I think they're going to go defense here because the defense was really not good at all.
Are they going
Um,
Mike Green? Mike Green here?
no, I think they're going to go Shamar Stewart,
All right.
or even a guy like one of the Georgia guys, Micah Williams or Jalen Walker.
Mm.
Those guys are dudes that they need in that defense because the defensive line, just the whole front seven, honestly,
Yeah.
is not good anymore. They got J.C. Horn, and they also need safety help. So I truly wouldn't be surprised if they reached on Malachi Starks, because right now they have no safeties. But
So you want to take?
I think they're gonna go defense heavy. But whatever you think here, because
No,
I
you're
guess I
also a
kind of
you're also a GM. I want to hear it.
well,
Give
of
me
course, but
one guy.
I mean, I kind of took the Jets guy. So
Damn, I was really expecting you to take an opportunity here. I think we're gonna go with Micah Williams from Georgia.
okay, I love it.
Saints on the clock. Saints on the clock. Cooper's calling for Campbell being a guard. They technically need all linemen.
Yeah,
Campbell fits it. Campbell fits it.
I would take him. I would take him.
I think if you fall to number 9, I think the Saints would be dumb to not take him.
100%.
Bears are on the clock. They just got sniped, but in a way they didn't because I don't think they expected Will Campbell to even be this far down, which I personally think if the Bears were here, we could see the Bears jump up to number 8 to snipe the Saints for Will Campbell if that's an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to go Amon Membu no matter what because last year Caleb Williams got sacked, I believe, the most times single season in history of the NFL. So they obviously need to continue to revamp that offensive line, something that they've been trying to do, but have struggled for the past couple of years. I think Membu is going to find a home in Chicago.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think this is the obvious pick here. The 49ers on the clock here. You still don't have anyone going over here, nor do I. 49ers, they go defense, and I think you take, in my opinion, Will Johnson. And if you don't take Will Johnson, I think you take Jalen Walker out of Georgia.
Yeah, I like the Will Johnson pick, honestly. They're losing a lot of secondary guys, and I thought earlier the kid from Texas, I'm completely blanking on his name right now, who won the award for best, Jahdae Barron. He was going to be in this spot right here, but his draft stock has kind of fallen a little bit. I think Will Johnson, though, is clearly the best corner in the draft. If he doesn't go earlier to the Jags, then I think he goes here.
Perfect. Maybe the Cowboys were looking for Ashton Jean too. He doesn't even get close to them. Shador Sanders, question mark?
No.
Shador going to Deion Sanders' home?
No, I mean, they just paid $60 million a year for Dak.
I don't care. I mean, hey, who's this owner that's in Dallas? Because he doesn't even know what the heck he's doing.
I think he does know what he's doing if he takes Tyler Booker because Zach Martin just retired, and that's a huge hole to fill. I think Tyler Booker is by far the best interior lineman in this draft.
Yeah, and this actually screams Cowboys. They love going for offensive line in the draft, and if it's not offensive line, it's wide receivers. And I think this is a solid pick, honestly, for the Cowboys. And it's also a snipe because I thought we were going to have Booker for the Dolphins because I think I've had Booker going to the Dolphins before, and I thought this was going to be a clear cut. to the Dolphins. They're on the clock now. And I think
I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to go defense. I really want to go defense.
Milwaukee Starks may get a safety.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're thinking we're on the same page, on the same wavelength here.
Are we? Yeah, that's where I would have gone.
Yeah, I'm feeling Starks here. I think Starks is. We've had Starks fall many times. I think he's not going to fall a lot. And I think Starks is a great pick here.
I agree.
Colts. Colts are on the clock. We still don't have anyone. We will be getting more trades though, I think. It's really kind of the mid, like from like 7 to like 16. Kind of iffy, to be honest with you. This is a place where Tyler Warren could have gone. I've had Tyler Warren going here so many different times. I think there's only one clear opportunity is you protect whoever's the quarterback there, whether it's Daniel Jones or it's Anthony Richardson, Air 5. Maybe Kelvin Banks.
Can I offer a trade here?
Yeah, I mean, he's not on the list, but hey, go for it.
Let's try it. Oh, well, I'm gonna try to trade the Bengals pick.
Okay. All right.
Unless they want to jump up a few spots.
Right.
And my thinking right now, I think they actually might be able to get it done. But let's say the scenario is they're not able to sign back Trey Henderson. Let's just say that. So right now they're eyeing Shamar Stewart, a guy that's gotten a ton of draft hype, a potential top 10 pick. And I'm looking at both the Falcons and the Cardinals at 15 and 16. Both two teams that I think will take an edge defender. So I think they might want to try to jump these guys.
Okay.
Now let's say the Bengals offer obviously pick 17. I don't think they would include any players in this. Let's just say
they don't have much draft capital.
No, that's what I'm looking at right now. Let's say a third. I'm sorry, that's this year. Oh yeah, let's do next year.
Okay.
And next year's 6th.
So next year's 3rd and 6th in the 17 for 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have any opposition. If I'm the Colts GM, I say,
right.
Hey, Tyler Warren's not here. We can move back 3 spaces. We know defense is probably going to go within these next couple picks. I think you just have to move back, get some more draft capital. Now we have next year's 3rd and 6th, and we still have first round 3 picks later.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Trey was rejected.
They didn't like it.
But I can do it the other way because I can do it the other way because I can guarantee you this will go the other way. You said 3rd and 6th.
Yeah, because I'm definitely giving a little bit too much. Wow, that's very surprising. I feel like I'm getting a ton with the 3rd rounder.
Wow. All right, let's do it again. Let's do a 3rd and a 5th. Are we opposed?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's. Damn.
Wow. I wish it said which side though that they were going from because, I mean, I love it for the Colts, but you've tried it both ways now, and if the Colt, I mean, it's being rejected on both sides, that must mean neither team likes to trade. Wow.
I don't like it. No, we're forcing this trade, everybody. We're forcing the trade.
I don't know if we're able to do that though.
This is going to go through. Let's just pretend.
What if they just did 14 for 17 straight up?
14 for 17.
Try it.
Hold on, but I think it has to be the other way. I think it has to be the other way around. I think this should go through. Pro Football Network, what's with your trades? Your trades are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unreal. We're gonna have this go through because I think this is realistically a trade. It will be a 3rd and a 6th. We're gonna mark it. screenshot it, do whatever you want with it. I'm just gonna give a first because we're gonna make this trade go through.
There we go.
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, all right. Bengals are on the clock now.
Yeah, and I think their pick is going to be Shamar Stewart. He's an unbelievable athlete, and I think he's gaining a ton of hype. A guy that could go top 10. They see a lot of value there, and they see two teams that could go and snipe them in the Falcons and the Cardinals.
Yeah. I think this is – I think we know Bengals aren't going offense here. And I think we know they're going to go defense, and I think this is a good one to get. Did you mention Trey Hendrickson? Not even getting a deal yet. Yeah.
Well, that's why I said,
yeah.
Let's just in this scenario, let's say he didn't get a deal.
Yeah, I don't see him getting a deal. I think they might even try to trade him. He might be a draft trade, which would be crazy. Maybe. But I mean,
that would be crazy.
Could see it. We have the Falcons on the clock here. Milwaukee Starks would have been nice here for the Falcons. They need defensive line. I think you go Derek Harmon. How are we feeling with Derek Harmon? Or Mike Green?
I wouldn't have done that. I think they're going to keep the Georgia guy in state.
Okay. All right.
And
what you're going?
Well, I think they're going to go defense no matter what. I think that's
you're going Jalen Walker.
That's the guy that I was thinking of. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that going. I can see that going down. So, Cardinals obviously going defense as well. Could go receiver since Marvin Harrison hasn't panned out. But Cardinals, I think. I think again you have to go defensive line. No.
Yeah, and I'm thinking JPJ here. I think that's where they would lean to.
I like it. I like it. I think James Pierce needs to go somewhere within these couple picks. And if he doesn't go to the Bengals, he doesn't go to the Falcons. I'm perfectly good with the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Now the Colts are on the clock again. Calvin Banks? Lineman?
I don't know what they would do. Like, truly, I don't.
Like, there's a lot of...
They're a team, in my opinion, that just like is always going to be in this tier of just like mediocrity, and I like never know what they're going to do. I truly don't know. Do they need a lineman?
I feel like they do. No.
Yeah, I mean, let's just do it. Who cares? I'll be honest with you. I don't know how their line has been panning out recently.
Not good since AR5 can't do anything.
I don't know if it's the line, but okay. All right, let's do it.
True. Seahawks on the clock. They got sniped on a pick. I think this is, if he's not there, I think we could see the Seahawks trading back here.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's really not many linemen left.
Mm-hmm.
We may see maybe. What do you think? Maybe Matthew Golden? But I just don't see them drafting a wide receiver.
I don't see them drafting a wide receiver. I could see them going Derek Harmon. I don't think their line was good last year.
You think defensively? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think their defensive line was good last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Derek Harmon is a good pick here. I think if you can't get any of your offensive line that you're looking for in this draft, you go and get him in the second round, third round. I think then you address the defensive line, the defensive backs, and Derek Harmon's really the top defensive tackle on the board.
Yeah.
Buccaneers are on the clock, Gary, and I think you had the Buccaneers moving around here.
Yeah, I mean, I had them as a trade candidate. I honestly what I did was I picked the first team that came to mind out of divisions that you didn't pick. So, for example, you picked your four teams were AFC East, AFC South, and West, and you picked the NFC North team. So I just picked a team from the other four, and they were teams that the first team that came to mind from each division. So I went the Buccaneers. Honestly, I can't see them doing much movement. I thought they might draft a wide receiver, but obviously they signed Chris Godwin back. So that, in my opinion, is gone right out the window. I think they're going to lean on that secondary because it's not good anymore. And I
Hmm.
could see them taking Jade Barron here. In all honesty, I think that's the pick that they should go with.
I'm not opposed because we know Jody Barron is a guy that probably, I mean, what he's been talked about, maybe even being possibly top 10 almost.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's fallen this far to almost 20 now, I mean, offensively, they don't really need much.
Right.
And it's more just defense and keeping up with the defense. And I think Jody Barron, sorry, not Jody Barron. Yeah, Jody Barron is a solid pick for them because it's one of their top needs too.
Yeah.
Broncos are on the clock here. This is a team that I had as a possible trade down candidate. And the reason for that is because I think, Gary, who you have here? Who do you have any of your teams that you want to trade up with? Rams, Commanders?
Show me the top. Show me closer to the top. Who are your other teams? The Packers, right? Packers are one of them.
Packers were one of them.
I might want the Rams to trade with the Packers, but outside of that, I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to have the Packers because I have both the Broncos and the Packers on here. I'm going to have them both trade with each other.
Okay.
Broncos are going to trade with the Packers. The Packers, they want to get a deal done. They need a wide receiver one. And this is the only possibility that they can do it because there's a bunch of receivers that could be possibly going here. So the Packers, they're going to need to give up the 23rd. They have a lot of capital here. 124, 237 in next year's 7th.
Okay.
So realistically, what, a fourth? The first 3 picks later, the Broncos get 3 picks later, a fourth, and 2 sevenths.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not too bad.
Sure.
No.
Yeah. Sure. Let's do it. There it is.
My goodness. Let's go the other route. Packers trade with the Broncos. They give the 23rd. Let's go with 124 and let's go with like 198 and the next year's 7th for the 20th. You still with that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're just gonna do straight
what
up.
We did last time. And
yeah.
I mean,
because we both consensually agree. Imagine that was declined. Somehow, some way. Packers trade up, and Gary, we're on the clock here. I think Matthew Golden's not the answer here. I think it's Emeka Egbuka.
Love it. I love it. I'm totally on board with it.
I think I'm scared. I think the Packers, GM of the Packers, is scared that the Chargers could be ones trading up. So,
okay.
Mika Egbuka goes off the board. Steelers are on the clock. Gary, how are we feeling?
Do we want to get silly? Do we want to get silly here?
Let's go with Shedeur Sanders going here.
Let's get silly. Why
now,
not?
mind you, I actually don't hate it because the reason why I don't hate it is because if Aaron Rodgers even goes there, I think I'm okay with Shedeur going there as well because I think he needs at least one more year to develop into that true NFL quarterback. And I think that's perfect. I think that is a perfect chance for the Steelers.
All right. That's cool with me. I like it too.
Chargers are on the board. We don't have the Chargers in the trade market, but are we taking a receiver? Are we taking a defensive tackle? How are we feeling, Gary?
I mean, they could be looking at Colston Loveland as an option.
I don't hate it.
But I think their D line needs a revamp. Outside of that, maybe receiver, but yeah, I mean, I guess receiver. I'm okay with Matthew Golden if that's what you were hinting at.
Either him, or I could even see maybe Luther Burton.
I'm cool with either one. Yeah.
Is there anyone that you're leaning more on?
I mean, they'd probably go Golden in this scenario.
Okay, then let's go with Matthew Golden. Broncos on the clock here. I think we have maybe a ring going on here. No.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Rams jumping the Texans because I think they want offensive linemen. I think the Texans also want an offensive lineman, and they're looking at a guy who. Well, or let me paint the picture for you. We thought that Emeka Ibuka was going to link back up with C.J. Stroud in Houston. Maybe it's the offensive unit that he had at Ohio State and Josh Simmons that potentially reunites with C.J. Stroud in Houston. They're looking for offensive line this draft, so I think they're going to be heavy in the market. I think the same thing about the Rams. I mean, we just saw their offensive line lose them this season.
Yeah.
So I think the Rams would possibly contact the Broncos if this was the scenario.
All right, how are we feeling with the Broncos? What do you want? What do you want to give up? Talk to me. I'm open to the opportunities. Opportunities are endless here. Only if price
Well,
is right.
clearly everyone gets rejected. So
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
So the Rams actually have a ton of capital in both drafts, which I didn't know. I would probably offer, their first rounder, of course, and then probably like, I don't know, maybe both fifths.
Gary, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that.
No, you're not.
It's not buzzing. It's not buzzing.
No, you're not.
I just got a fourth, a sixth, and a fourth and 2 sevenths for. Well, yeah. How about this? How about this? You know what?
You're moving 3 spots back.
How about this? No, I don't like it. Which fifth are you giving me? Am I taking yours or am I taking Tennessee's?
Well,
for next year's, because that means a lot to me.
Does it though? Because I don't think the later rounds go off of performance.
Sometimes it does.
Okay, then you can have Tennessee's.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's obviously going to be rejected, but it's okay. Let's go with the Rams. I tell you what, at the end of this draft, Broncos are going to have 3 first-round picks next year.
Yeah. Well, they're going to. What? Yeah, they're going to reject it. Yeah, because you did it the wrong way.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, click on the Rams first. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that explains. Should I try you doing your thing? Maybe your thing will work this way. No. Why would I have any hopes?
I mean, God forbid. Like,
why would I have any hopes for that?
This is unbelievable.
All right. Yeah, Broncos gonna have a bunch. All right, hit me. What you want here?
I think they're going to take the next best tackle on the board, and that's Josh Simmons, a guy that truly, if he pans out, and I mean, before he got hurt, was looking like the best tackle in the draft. I think he has the upside to be that.
Perfect. Vikings on the clock here.
Here's a team that we could see surprisingly taking a running back. That's been a lot of hype in the media for that. I don't think it would happen. I think they would go with Nick Emenwari. I think that secondary needs help, at least the safety position. But
you think so? I think I'm feeling it. Emenwari might be a little reach. I think I know it's ranked 21, but I just don't see him being 21. I'm thinking more maybe defensive line. What about Kenneth Grant? Isn't he still on the board?
Yeah.
I mean, he's showing 34, but PFF, based on what we did, PFF, his average was 20.
I don't hate it.
Would you rather have Kenneth Grant or Minowari?
Yeah, I think they would go secondary, but
Okay.
I'm
Then
totally fine with Kenneth Grant.
Minowari is our guy.
All right.
Uh, Texans are sniped with Josh Simmons.
Yep.
They need everything offensive line. And I think there is still, I think there's still possibilities for them to get some guys that are still offensive line eligible for the first round. And I think someone that I'm looking for that could either go between Gray Zabel or Josh Connerly. I prefer Josh Connerly, but I think you're going to say Gray Zabel.
Well, I would honestly think about moving back a few spots. Because the only team that I think might take one is the Chiefs.
Okay. So, do you have any opportunity? Do you have anyone in mind that might trade back or trade up into the first?
No longer that after Shadur is gone. But I mean, maybe a team would do that for Dart.
Could see that.
No, I mean, I think the Commanders might think about it, but here's the thing: I think the Commanders are going to go for Siobhan Ravel, and I don't really see any teams kind of needing that, except maybe the Bills. So I'm gonna say no call for right now.
Okay, no call.
Yeah, who are the best linemen still available? Zabel and Connolly. That's it.
Zabel and Connerly. I think you got to take. I mean, saying Cameron Williams or Ariante Ursi, but I think Connerly is the overall guy.
No,
Zabel,
Connolly's
guard, and then there's no center really until third round.
Let's go with Gray Zabel.
Yeah, I was fine with either one. I was just waiting to hear yours. Broncos are on the clock here now. Broncos, Gary, what's one position that you hated that player? He's no longer there. And there's not really much. Huh?
Running back, I hated.
Very much so. They traded back twice. They got a lot of draft capital now. All in the perfect spot. Perfect opportunity. They could still trade back again, to be honest, if they wanted to. Amarian Hampton. How are we feeling?
I actually kind of like that. I was not expecting you to do that. Let's do it.
Amarian Hampton. Don't be surprised that the Broncos are sneaky about this, because this is a team that has Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah.
As the number one running back there. McLaughlin, McLovin, whatever you want to call him. He's not a true all-time starter. And I think Amarian Hampton, which I wish I got to see when he went to Fenway Park. I wish he suited up.
You know what? I will tell you, Broncos don't have a good history of drafting UNC running backs, so I don't know if they would maybe take a detour and go to OSU.
True, they could very much so. Let's see. We got the Ravens on the board now. Ravens are on the board. I think they need an edge rusher, and I think Mike Green still being here. I think Mike Green is the guy. If not, you could take also Donovan Esiruko from Boston College, which I also love. So I also wouldn't be opposed to that.
Okay. I'm fine with either one, whatever one you want to go.
Let's take Donovan. Let's take him.
Okay.
Let's take him because you know what? Let's give some Boston College love there.
Sure.
Detroit Lions are on the clock. Gary, you have your Commanders still on the board here as a possible trade candidate. It's your last one. Are you trading down from them? Is that what the thought process was?
I think they're going to stay.
Okay. Lions are on the clock. Lions need what is shown: wide receiver, guard, edge, linebacker. I mean, Nick Scorton. How are we feeling, Nick Scorton?
Yeah, I would go one of the guys who you just mentioned. whether it's Scorton or Mike Green.
Mike Green's fallen. He's fallen.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sure the Eagles will take him at 32.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if that is also what ends up happening. Washington's on the board.
Yeah,
How we feeling?
I think
This is another one.
Ravel fell right into the lap. That's a guy that has been mocked there numerous times, and they need cornerback help. I mean, we just saw them get. I mean, granted, probably a lot of it was due to Saquon Barkley, but they just got lit up for 50 plus. All right, was it 60? 50 plus, 60 points in the NFC Championship game. Something needs to happen on my defensive line. My defense.
Okay, let's go with it. Let's go with Ravel. Bills, I think, get sniped because they could have also gone here, but I think there's one player that's still on the board that's fallen to them right in their laps as well, and Shaheed Campbell.
Yeah, he's a beast. I like that actually, but don't be surprised if they go with their burden.
Yeah, that's also another opportunity. Could be Luther Burton there. Kansas City's on the clock. I have an idea of where I want to be spicy about it, but I want to hear if you were thinking anyone.
No, I'm going straight to the punch. Connerly was my pick.
Connerly. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a boring pick, but yeah. I mean, I also I can't go against it. I was gonna say go Loveland.
I knew you were thinking that, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, and it shouldn't. But the Eagles are on the board. There is an opportunity for a possible trade. Start of the second round, go the Browns, Giants, Titans, Jaguars, Raiders, Patriots. Gary, I think you're going to be the Philadelphia because I think you're getting a call.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're getting a call from the New England Patriots.
Ooh.
From the New England Patriots. Listen, Gary, I want to upgrade my offense. I'm willing to give you my 38 for your 32. I'm also willing to give up my 106 for your 32. And I'm also willing to give up Kansas City 6th of next year's for your 32. You move back 6 spots. How do you feel? You're getting a 4th and a 6th to move back 6 spots.
I would say no, just because I don't want to help out the Patriots.
Okay.
No, in all honesty, yeah, if you move that 6th up to like another 4th or a 5th, I'd probably take it.
How about a 5th?
Sure.
Okay. Of course. It's
never gonna work. So.
Let's go Eagles. I think this happens because the Eagles have been good trade partners with the Patriots in the past, and I think we've just seen it happen.
It's not gonna work.
I know. Work. I forgot that I'm still typing that. Patriots on the clock. They get 2 first-round picks. They got Ashton Jeanty. Gary, who do we think is going here?
I have no idea what you're thinking of. Colston Loveland, have fun. Verdon,
Luther Burton.
Okay.
I don't like it too much. I don't like it too much, but I want it because I think it's a little spicy. A little spiciness.
I just can't see him giving up the draft capital because they just spent money on Diggs. That's all.
Yeah, I also don't think it could happen. But I think if Emeka Ibuka is there, by all means, please Patriots go get him. But I don't think they would go for Luther Burton. I just think that this would be a cool scenario to see.
Okay.
And I would hope that G&T and Luther Burton pans out, to be honest.
All right.
Gary, how are we feeling? We like it, no?
That was fun. We had a couple trades. We had probably, 3 trades?
Yeah, 3 or 4 trades, I think, maybe.
3 or 4.
Well, I guess it was a fun time, no? Fun time?
I had a good time. I had a good time. My Browns get Abdul Carter, which is what I hope. So
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You get yourself Abdul Carter. I get some offense. We're all
yeah,
happy.
you got GT. That's obviously the guy that you want. So
Yeah, I like to see G&T there. Well, that's going to do it in this week's show. Again, if you haven't done so already, go use that code SportsTimeHQ on Underdog Fantasy. They're going to match first deposit up to $1,000. Yeah, you heard that right. $1,000 are going to match. Use that code SportsTimeHQ on Underdog Fantasy. And if you haven't done so already, go use that website URL. TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ. Go get yourself a trophy, ring, or a belt. Once again, we are here every single week, Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays, we're here at 6 p.m. Eastern. Sundays, our next show on Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I was joined by my great co-host, Gary. Go follow him all over social media at GPicks. I'm Fernando. I'm your host of Sports Time HQ, and we're going to see you all on Sunday. Peace out.